So, you're an older man. Maybe you're in your 40s, 50s, or even 60s. You've experienced the world. You've built a life. Maybe you've brought up a family. And maybe you've endured a few heartbreaks too. Then she appears. A younger woman, radiant, alive, full of energy, a little untamed, a little mysterious. And somehow, she notices you. Not just a courteous smile or casual chatter. No, this feels authentic. She offers you attention, steady eye contact, laughter, curiosity. And suddenly, whether you say it aloud or hide it inside, you begin to feel something awaken, something you haven't felt in years. It's flattering, it's thrilling, it's electric. But this right here is where most men stumble hard, because there's a very specific shift that occurs when an older man becomes drawn to a younger woman. He forgets something essential. He forgets that he's already complete. He forgets the years, the scars, the wisdom, the lessons. They are his strength. But in that rush of dopamine, in that surge of feeling noticed again, he starts to adjust. He begins softening his edge, making himself smaller to fit inside her world. He trades his throne for her approval. And the moment that happens, the dynamic reverses. She stops seeing a man and starts seeing a guy. Just another guy trying to impress, trying to act cool, trying to win her. And just like that, the attraction fades. This video isn't about judgment. It's about clarity. It's about helping you protect something more valuable than her attention, your masculinity, your dignity, your self-respect. Because this isn't just about dating. These are life strategies. If you've ever felt confused, manipulated, or knocked off track by a younger woman who hasn't lived half the life you have, then this is your wake-up call. Stay around, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly where men fall and how you can rise again by doing less, not more. Now, let's begin. Rule 1. Don't try to be her age. You're not her equal. And one of the most common mistakes older men make when dealing with younger women is this. They try to squeeze themselves into her world. They talk like her, dress like her, try to keep up with TikTok trends, use Gen Z slang, or pretend they love her favorite YouTube influencer. And sure, it might begin with good intentions. You want to connect, relate, build rapport. But what actually happens? You lose the very thing that made you interesting in the first place. The moment you try to act like her equal, you blunt your edge. You stop being the grounded, composed, experienced man and become just another guy chasing her vibe. And here's the thing, she can feel it. Even if she doesn't say it, she senses it in your energy. Women, especially younger ones, have a sharp instinct for authenticity. So when an older man tries to act cool by mirroring her lifestyle, it doesn't just feel off, it feels insecure. Your age isn't a disadvantage, it's your edge. You've lived, you've failed, you've risen. You carry a deep, unshakable presence that only time in the trenches of life can give you. And that's what pulls her in. Not your TikTok fluency, not your Netflix knowledge, but your stillness, your depth, your leadership. Want a real example? Picture this. You're on a date. She says, "Oh my God, I'm obsessed with this 23-year-old influencer who gives the best advice on relationships." You could nod, pretend you know them, even pull out your phone and fake scroll. Or you could smile, lean back and say, "I don't follow that stuff much. I prefer conversations that don't disappear in 24 hours. Boom, one line. That's the difference between a man and a mimic. You didn't insult her. You didn't try to play along. You simply stood firm in your frame. That's mystery. That's contrast. That's magnetic. Because here's the paradox. The moment you stop trying to be relatable, you become irresistible. Rule 2. Don't be her emotional sponge. Another trap older men often walk into without even realizing it is becoming her emotional sponge. It starts innocently. She opens up, talks about her toxic ex, her absent father, her mental health battles, the pressure she feels trying to find herself. And because you're older, wiser, more emotionally mature, you listen, you empathize. You think maybe she sees something in you that she can't find in boys her age. But slowly, you stop being the man she's drawn to and turn into her therapist, her helpline, her emotional dumping ground. She unloads her storms on you at midnight, and you answer every time because you believe you're connecting. You think, if I'm the only one who understands her, she'll choose me. But she won't, because this isn't romantic bonding, it's emotional outsourcing. You're not her safe place, you're her safety net. You're giving her stability, but instead of feeling attraction toward your strength, she starts viewing you like her support system. That's not love, that's convenience. Here's the harsh truth. If you mistake emotional caretaking for romantic attraction, you'll end up in the friend zone wearing a suit that looks like love. She'll keep talking about the guy who ghosted her. She'll cry on your shoulder when things collapse. And then she'll vanish for days when she's happy again. You're not her partner, you're her reset button. But a stoic man doesn't get pulled into chaos just to feel needed. He doesn't try to fix everything. He doesn't carry burdens that don't belong to him. He's calm simply by being calm. He offers presence, not prescriptions. He listens without losing himself. Here's what that looks like in action. She calls you crying, upset, spiraling over her latest meltdown. Old you would jump in. What happened? Are you okay? What can I do? But the stoic you simply says, that sounds like a lot. I hope you give yourself space to figure it out. Boom. That single line tells her everything. You're present, but untouchable. You're not trying to fix her. You're not rushing to become her hero. You're not absorbing her mess. You're holding your peace because your peace is your standard. And that's what makes a woman sit up. Not because she can pull you in, but because she can't. Stay tuned, because what comes next is even deeper. If you're finding value in this, make sure you subscribe, like, and share this video so more men can learn these powerful lessons and protect their masculinity. Rule 3. Don't chase her validation. This one hurts because a lot of strong men fall for it without even noticing. Chasing her validation doesn't always look desperate at first. It looks like complimenting her one more time than she deserves. It looks like waiting longer for her replies than she does for yours. It looks like softening your opinions just to keep her interested. It looks like laughing at jokes that aren't funny. It looks like agreeing with things that don't match your truth. And you tell yourself, I'm just being kind. I'm showing her I care. But what you're really doing is surrendering your center. And here's what happens. The moment you start needing her validation, she stops seeing a man and starts seeing a performer. You're not leading, you're pleasing. You're no longer the mountain. You're the man orbiting her emotions like a moon, desperate for her gravity. And women, especially younger ones, don't respect performers. They test them. They pull back. They delay replies. They flirt with someone else just to see if you'll chase. That's not attraction. That's erosion. Real attraction happens when you stay rooted, when her approval doesn't move you. Remember what Marcus Aurelius said? It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, yet care more about their opinion than our own. Flip that. Let's make it practical. She takes 6 hours to reply to your text. What do? You don't double text.
You don't send a meme just to reopen the chat. You don't post a story hoping she'll see it. You live. You build. You stay centered. If she comes back, great. If she doesn't, even better. Because either way, you didn't compromise your edge. Story time. Tom's wake-up call. Let me tell you about Tom. Tom's 48, divorced, and built his own business. He met a 28-year-old. She was vibrant, curious, beautiful, and he was hooked. At first, it was great, but slowly, Tom started adjusting. He began planning elaborate dates just to impress her, complimenting her constantly, avoiding certain topics just to keep things smooth, rewriting parts of himself bit by bit. And guess what? She started pulling back, less responsive, less engaged, less respectful, until one day she said it. I just don't feel that spark anymore. But what she really meant was, you lost your edge. Here's the twist. Tom didn't beg. He didn't chase. He rebuilt. He started training again, expanding his business, reconnecting with his mission. He stopped performing and started leading. 3 months later, she reached out again, but this time it was different because he was different. He wasn't trying to win her anymore. He didn't need her attention. And that energy, she felt it instantly.
Rule 4. Don't try to impress her. Lead instead. Let this sink in. You're not here to impress her. That single sentence, if truly understood, will protect you from years of confusion, rejection, and emotional exhaustion. But most older men forget, because everything in modern dating tells you the opposite. Flashy dinners, clever texting games, changing your whole tone just to get a second date. You ask yourself, what can I do to make her like me? Wrong question. The real question is, am I leading with strength or dancing for attention? Because when you're with a younger woman, trying to impress her isn't just unnecessary, it's destructive. The instant you switch from leading to performing, you abandon your masculine role. You make her the judge, place her on the throne, and turn yourself into a contestant. Now you're not holding the frame, you're asking her to hold it. That new shirt you bought, that restaurant you researched just to wow her, that carefully filtered compliment you nearly deleted before sending, she can feel all of it. Not consciously, but in your energy. And what does that energy say? I hope this works. That's not attractive. That's insecure. Now, don't confuse leadership with domination. It's not barking orders. It's not arrogance. It's not overcompensation. It's direction. It's presence. It's stability. And for a younger woman, someone raised on digital noise, emotional chaos, and flaky men, that kind of grounded stillness is rare and magnetic. Here's how a stoic man moves. She says, "Where do you want to go?" You don't answer, "Whatever you want, I don't care." You say, "Let's do this. It'll be good." You lead not by controlling, but by showing that you know where you're headed, with or without her. Let me flip the script. Most older men on a first date try to impress. They talk about their job, their investments, their car, their travels. But you sit calm, grounded, unbothered. You don't talk to win, you talk to connect. You ask her about her values. You let silence hang when it needs to. You don't flinch, you don't perform. And slowly she leans in, not because you're impressive, but because you're anchored. Epictetus once said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." Translation: stop trying to please the crowd. Start aligning with principle. You don't need to be deep,
you need to be real. Because leadership isn't loud. It's quiet, unshakable, unmistakable. The man who leads may not get everyone's attention, but the right woman, she won't be able to forget him. If this message is clicking with you, don't just watch, engage. Hit subscribe, like, and share this video with another man who needs to hear it. Stay tuned, because the next rule will open your eyes even further.
Rule 5. Don't project long-term fantasies. In the beginning, you've just met her. She's captivating, youthful, magnetic, and clearly showing interest. And instantly, your mind starts racing. You start imagining vacations together, her laughing at dinner with your friends, maybe even walking down the aisle. You see potential. You see forever. But here's what you don't see: who she really is. Because the second you start building castles in your mind, you stop watching reality. You stop noticing her actions. You stop checking for consistency. You start justifying red flags. You overlook misalignment. Why? Because you're high on hope. And hope without observation leads straight into delusion. You tell yourself, she's just going through a phase. She just needs time to mature. We'll work through that. But what you're really doing is negotiating with a fantasy, not the woman in front of you, but the woman inside your imagination. And she feels it. She feels the pressure. She feels your investment growing before she's even decided what she wants. And instead of feeling seen, she feels suffocated. Because she didn't ask to be your forever, she was just getting to know you. Stoicism reminds us of this truth. When you are about to place your hand on something, remind yourself what it is. Dating isn't about fantasy building. It's about data collection. You're not here to plan a future. You're here to observe, evaluate, understand the energy beneath her words. Because attraction is easy, compatibility is tested. Instead of dreaming about what she could be, watch how she handles conflict, disappointment, accountability. Respect those patterns. That's who she really is. Here's a painful but powerful story. Dean, 52, successful, intelligent, driven, met a 26-year-old who lit up every room she entered. She was wild, spontaneous, addictive. Within 2 weeks, he was telling his friends, "I think she might be the one." He adjusted his schedule, skipped business trips, prioritized her over his goals. But she ghosted, flaked, showed inconsistencies everywhere. And Dean ignored it because he wasn't seeing her. He was seeing the future he wanted. 3 months in, she vanished without a word. And Dean was crushed, but not because of what he lost, but because of what he imagined. He was grieving a dream, not a woman. The lesson? Don't project. Don't fantasize. Observe. Because if her patterns don't match your values, her potential won't save the relationship. Rule 6. Don't be her backup plan. This one's harsh, but it's real. Sometimes you're not her main man. You're her maybe, her just in case, her emotional crutch. You're the one she flirts with when she's bored, texts when she's lonely, calls when the man she truly wants isn't around. You think she's choosing you, but she's using you to fill emotional space. You tell yourself she's just busy, she needs time, she's figuring things out. But deep down, you know you're not her first choice. And here's what Stoicism teaches. A man must never stay where he isn't respected. You can't be the one she leans on when it's convenient and expects you to wait quietly when it's not. Let me give you an example. Paul, 47, met a 26-year-old through friends. They had amazing conversations, flirtation, laughter, but she never fully committed. She ghosted, then came back crying. She talked about other guys. And Paul? He picked up every time. He thought, if I stay patient, she'll see I'm the one. What did she actually see? A man she could depend on,
not desire. One day she said, "You're like my safe place." And that's when it hit him. He wasn't her love, he was her landing pad. So he walked away. Months later, she came back, but now he was different. He wasn't there to catch her. He wasn't there to listen to her spirals. He had become a standard, not a safety net. Because real masculine energy isn't found in availability, it's in selectivity. You don't become desirable by being there all the time. You become desirable by making her realize what it costs to lose you. Rule 7. Never lose your mission for her. This is where powerful men collapse. Not when she ignores you, not when she tests you, but when you start to feel something real. When you let yourself believe maybe she's worth bending for. Little by little, you skip the gym, you delay that business call, you rearrange your schedule. You spend more time texting and less time creating. You stop leading and start orbiting. And it doesn't feel like surrender, it feels like love, like devotion, like romance. But what's really happening? You're trading your edge for access. You're stepping away from your mission for a woman. And when you do that, something shifts in her. She stops feeling safe. She stops feeling drawn. She starts pulling away. Because women, especially younger ones, aren't drawn to men who put them first. They're drawn to men who put their mission first and invite her to join it. A woman doesn't want to be your purpose. She wants to be a witness to it. Because masculinity isn't about force, it's about direction. And when your direction wobbles, your presence fades. Here's the trap. Jordan, 45, CEO, built a company from nothing. He met a 26-year-old artist. Different, brilliant, playful, stunning. He was hooked. They got close fast, but he started changing his habits. Canceled trips, stopped investing, reworked his mornings around her sleep schedule, delayed goals because they were getting serious. From the outside, it looked romantic. Inside, Jordan was drifting. He wasn't showing up for himself, and she felt it. She didn't say it. She didn't need to. She started pulling back. Then one day she ghosted him. And that's how attraction dies, quietly. Not because you failed, but because you forgot what made you powerful. Stoicism says, a man's worth is no greater than his ambitions. Marcus Aurelius. So what are you if you abandon your ambitions for comfort? You become forgettable. You lose your mission. You lose her respect. Eventually, you lose yourself. Never forget this. A man on fire never runs out of options. A man who gives up his fire for comfort runs out of himself. So wake up early, build your empire, train your body, execute your code, speak your truth, even if it shakes her. Let her feel the gravity of a man who doesn't bend for affection. Rule 8. Be the rock, not the puppet. Let's get this straight. She doesn't want you to bend. Even when she tests you, even when she pulls away, even when she gets moody or sarcastic, what is she really doing? She's trying to shake you. She wants to see, is this man solid or does he break under pressure? If you flinch, chase, or change your truth to suit her emotional moment, you're not a rock, you're a puppet. And no woman, especially not a younger one, wants to fall in love with a puppet. Here's what most men miss. She might say you're too stoic, too cold, too unreadable. But deep down, that stillness is what makes her feel safe. She wants your frame to hold even when she storms. Here's what that looks like. Drew, mid-50s, grounded, sharp, recently divorced, started dating a 25-year-old. Things were smooth at first, but then the tests came. She'd flirt with other guys in front of him, critique his clothes, say, "You'd be hotter if you dressed younger." Old Drew would have changed, bought new jeans, laughed it off to avoid conflict. But this Drew smiled and said, "That's funny. I like the way I move." He didn't flinch. He didn't snap. He didn't defend. He stood his ground. And what happened? 2 days later, she wanted to see him again. Not because he agreed, but because he didn't. She realized, this man won't dance for me. He stands for himself. And that's where trust begins. Because women don't trust the men they can control. They trust the men who can't be moved without principle. That's stoicism. Calm, composed, commanding. Not reactive, not emotional, not approval-seeking. That's the man who leaves a mark. If you've made it this far, you're clearly not like most men. So before you go, hit subscribe, like, and share this video so more men can rise from confusion to clarity. Join The Manipulated Mind for deeper insights, exclusive Stoic lessons, and powerful mindset breakdowns. Because you're not just chasing her, you're building you. And that's the kind of man the world never forgets.
Rule 9. Stop buying her time. Start commanding it. This one's hard to hear, but it's the truth. You don't buy a woman's attention, not the kind that matters, not the kind that lasts. You command it. But many older men still believe this lie. If I give enough money, comfort, or effort, she'll stay. So they overextend. Fancy dinners, endless compliments, emotional therapy sessions, texts with no reply. They spend everything trying to keep her close. But that energy tells her, I don't think I'm enough. I think I need to earn you. And when she feels that, she might stay, but not out of desire, out of convenience. A younger woman doesn't want a sponsor. She wants a signal. A sign that your time, your attention, your energy aren't cheap, that they can't be bought. They must be deserved. Marcus Aurelius said, waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Same rule here. Stop trying to prove your value. Be valuable. Let me tell you about Dan. Dan, 50, met a 27-year-old at a conference. She was fiery, high energy, used to attention. Most men threw money and praise at her. Dan didn't. He set clear plans, didn't chase replies, didn't overextend, didn't fold under delay. At first, she tested him, took forever to respond, got snarky, acted distant. And Dan stayed unbothered, stayed present, stayed unavailable to nonsense. Slowly, she started chasing his time, not because he gave more, but because he gave less with intention. Lesson: you don't need to impress her. You need to impress upon her what she stands to lose if she fumbles. Rule 10. Let her earn your depth. You've lived. You've watched the world turn slow and brutal. You've survived heartbreak. You've rebuilt yourself over and over. Now you carry something most younger men don't yet possess: depth. Wisdom forged in fire. Scars hidden behind calm eyes. Silence that speaks volumes. That's power. But here's where most older men fail. They give that depth away too soon, to women who haven't earned it, to women who don't know what to do with it. You meet a beautiful younger woman, charming, curious, different, and you start opening up your past, your regrets, your philosophy, your heart. You expose your emotional vault thinking, this will show her I'm not like other men. But here's the problem. Vulnerability without qualification isn't connection, it's exposure. And sometimes it doesn't pull her in, it overwhelms her. Or worse, it bores her. Because real depth isn't attractive to the unprepared. It's heavy, confusing, intense. Remember this, you don't owe her your story. Not on the first date. Not because she's pretty. Not because she asks. She must earn it through consistency, maturity, emotional steadiness. Just because she asks deep questions doesn't mean she's ready for deep answers. Let her prove she's worthy of your truth. Your truth is a temple, not a coffee shop. Here's what that looks like. Mark, 53, divorced, experienced, met a 29-year-old artist, free-spirited, emotionally intense. On their first few dates, she kept asking, "Tell me your biggest heartbreak. Do you believe in soulmates? Have you ever cried in front of someone?" She was diving deep fast, but Mark didn't. Not because he was cold, but because he was watching. He smiled, redirected, and instead of answering, he asked her, "How do you handle criticism? What happens when you don't get your way?" He didn't give her a story, he gave her a mirror. Over time, she revealed more about herself than she realized. After a few weeks, when she'd proven her emotional weight, then he opened up. And when he did, it landed, because she'd earned it.
That's the difference between a man who leaks his soul to anyone who listens and a man who protects his kingdom until someone proves they can stand in it. Seneca said, "As is a tale, so is life. Not how long it is, but how good it is what matters." Apply that to connection. It's not how fast you go deep. It's how real it feels when you finally do. You're not guarded. You're disciplined. You don't punish. You filter. You're not cold. You're commanding. You don't give away your light like a cheap lamp in a hallway. You let her earn it one step at a time. Final thoughts. From puppet to pillar. Let's be honest. If you've reached this point, you're not just a man. You're a man seeking grounding, strength, and clarity. Something deeper than games or gimmicks. That already places you above most men. You're not here just to get the girl. You're here to master yourself, to stop chasing and start leading, to stop performing and start embodying, to stop shrinking and start holding the line. So here's your next move. Lead with calm. Move with direction. Protect your emotional depth like sacred ground. Be unshakable, not flashy. Be still, not loud. Be him. Because the moment you stop trying to impress her, you become the experience she never saw coming.
Final reflections. From puppet to pillar. Let's be honest. If you've stayed with me this long, you're not just a man. You're a man who's searching for stability, strength, and clarity. You're craving something deeper than games or quick tricks, and that already puts you ahead of 95% of men out there. You're not just here to get the girl, you're here to master yourself, to stop chasing and start leading, to stop performing and start embodying, to stop shrinking and start standing firm. So, here's your next move. Lead with calm. Move with direction. Protect your depth like it's sacred. Be unshakable, not flashy. Be steady, not loud. Be him, the man in control of his frame. Because the moment you stop trying to impress her, you become the experience she never saw coming. Comment below. I lead from center. If you're finished performing and ready to live from your truth, subscribe to The Manipulated Mind, not just for dating insight, but for mindset mastery, emotional intelligence, and masculine clarity. And if you want to go deeper, to unlock exclusive content, tactical stoic breakdowns, and a brotherhood of disciplined men, join the Manipulated Mind community today. Because you're not simply chasing her, you're building you. And that's the kind of man the world, and she, will never forget.